Back travelers. Unfortunately, like I said, we're doing Undimensioned and Unseen. We had some struggles at the end of the last one. I succumbed to damage yet again, but luckily, Pete was able to carry us through, and we were able to handle Blood on the Altar. Unfortunately, we double checked on the ruling, and since Pete was sacrificed during the altar, he is removed permanently, and both copies are as well. So, super fun. That also, yeah. So that means that since cards are removed from their deck, they get to add them without the experience penalty as normal. So normally, when you change out a card for a level 0, it costs 1 XP each time. But since 2 cards were removed, that penalty is forgone. Unfortunately, the 4 experience spent to buy the upgraded Pete Sylvesters do not come back. Um, yeah, sad everybody really. So we're going to click build real quick to get our decks loaded in. Um, like I said in the beginning, we're going to be doing Undimensioned and Unseen. So we're going to come up here and we'll check this out. We must decide to either con the townsfolk in order to learn more or convince them to evacuate. So we're going to choose to convince them to evacuate. So in the book, we marked that we warned the townsfolk. Um, there's no benefit to either of these, it's all pure storyline. Otherwise, I would have conferred with you about it. It's in the epilogue, basically. So there's the 5 different icons, which we have would have been gathered. The game does it for us. We're going to have to pick one of the locations and put it into play. Conveniently, over here, there's a setup button, which apparently was clicked. I guess that just happened. So these are the other 6 locations that were randomly picked. And the cool thing about these is that they're going to help us move the brutes. So we'll get into what that means, but the game basically picked the random ones for us, so we didn't have to do any of that. Again, Tabletop Simulator is super awesome at doing that for us. Then we're going to begin in Dunwich Village, which we'll take care of in a moment. The number of people sacrificed to Yog-Sothoth was exactly 3. There was Pete, Earl, and I forget and Zebulon Watley, right? So we're going to put 1 copy of Brood of Yog-Sothoth into play in Cold Spring Glen, and 2 copies aside out of play, removing the final 2 copies from the game. They're all the same, so this doesn't matter. You're thinking of the return 2. So we just take 2. Yeah, these are much more mild than the ones in the return 2, conveniently. We'll talk about return twos when we get there. Hopefully, so the plan for anyone who's just joining in now is to play through the game in the order it was released, and then after we're going to play some of the return twos with all of the content, and then we'll kind of just do standalones or play what the viewers want to see or anything like that. So for now, we're just playing with cards that are in the core game, the Dunwich Legacy, and the Investigator starter decks, which is kind of why some of our scenarios are being as challenging as they are, and why our card selections might seem a little strange to people who are expecting to see all of the content. And when I say content, I mean all of the investigator cards. So that said, we have taken care of the broods. So there are 3 total, 1 in play already and 2 more that will come. We're setting aside each copy of Esoteric Formula out of play, which is done. I am the investigator with the Powder of Ibn Ghazi, and I may choose to put it into play to start, which I will. And then we are going to get a random basic weakness that is a madness, injury, or pact, and we're going to restrict that to ones that are legal for this set, the investigator starters decks, and core. So again, we're going to be doing that the way that I grabbed them last time, which is just going up here and clicking random basic weakness until we get legal ones. This is Dunwich, and it is an injury. Is injury legal? Can you go back to the book and check real quick? Yep, it's on the bottom right. It's fine, I'll check. So it's injury or pact. Yep, so you can grab, or I'm the lead, so I guess I'll take this one. Unfortunate, that's not great, but okay. That is not legal. That is legal. Congratulations on your favorite weakness. So that was indebted, so they start with less money. I am getting internal injury, which at the end of every turn I'll take a direct damage, and it costs me 2 clicks to get rid of it. As usual, I have Charisma, which gives me an extra ally, and Streetwise, which lets me spend money to do things. It looks here that Scrapper was picked up, so Pete has some Fist and Feet available to them for the cost of money. And it's similar to Streetwise. So mine are Book and Feet, that is Fist and Feet. I think each one of the classes has a card similar to this available to them that's meant to augment their strengths. Uh, yes. I think the best return rate is in Seeker, where they get 1 money for 2. They get Book and Brain, which are pretty valuable resources. So in any case, back to the book over here to continue setting up. We have each gotten our weakness and added it to our deck for the remainder of this campaign. We'll shuffle the encounter cards. And then we're going to be told to choose a random location. So the way that it tells us to do that is by randomizing this pile. So I'll just click R a bunch of times, and then it would be Devil's Hop Yard. So for example, in this instance, the brood is here, and it will take the shortest route to the Devil's Hop Yard, which would be to go over here to the Watley Ruins. And then let's say we had done that, and then at the end of the next turn, we'll do that again, and we're trying to get back to Cold Spring Glen, which is an easy move back. In short, we're going to use this to randomize the location. I believe this is not currently working. Oh, neat. So you can see here, it shows us that we should move this guy towards here. And again, we'd have to go this way because it's the fastest, and since it's moving in, it would doesn't engage us because it's massive, and this effect happens at the end of round, so it's not engaging like a combat. So we don't take damage, so it's not as intense as you might think. If it is, and it won't be exhausted either because it readies, right? Yeah, at the end of the enemy phase. Yeah, after the enemy phase is that when the attacking would happen, I believe. Yeah, so it doesn't occur. Okay. Um, so reshuffle the encounter deck, press R a bunch of times. I'm going to shuffle my deck and draw 5 cards. That's a new card. Cool. Alright, well, we don't need 2 of these guys, so we'll put 1 in the discard pile. Okay, we're not going to need this early. Oh, I have to get my powder of Benghazi. Is that... Alright, let's finish mulligans first, and then we'll go fishing. Alright, that's legal. I should have put it in here. Let's make sure I did, and if not, I'll just create it real quick. Okay, so it looks like I forgot to put it in my deck when I was upgrading it last night. So the easy way to do that is you just come up here to the search for a card, and I can just click Powder of, and it'll make me a Powder of Benghazi. And then we had saved 3 people because Pete nobly sacrificed himself. We saved Armitage, and we saved Warren Rice, and we saved Francis Morgan. So we get 3 charges on the Powder of Benghazi. I don't know I have Esoteric Formula in play. That's pretty weird. I'm going to put that back where it belongs in the set aside pile. And then 3. Powder of Benghazi. So this enters play with clues on it, and I can move clues from it to an exhausted brood of Yogg-Sothoth. So it has to be evaded first, which is text that I never read before either. I didn't realize it had to be exhausted, so that's inconvenient. Luckily, I can evade things pretty easily with Streetwise and some of my other cards. So that'll be that. Alright, we have finished our mulligans. I'll shuffle, and we can begin. We are here at Dunwich Village, which has some clues on it. There is a resign action, and there's an ability to move monsters towards us. Would you like to go first or second? Okay, great. Mm-hmm. Oh, congrats on succeeding. Yep. Sure. Yep. So we have played a card and moved with Duke and used him. Of course. -1, so you fail. Yep. No, but let me clone it for us so we don't have to reference it. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, yes. Alright, so now it's my turn. I'm going to do the standard rogue beginning of playing Leo DeLuca. I'm going to follow that up by escorting Pete for now, so that's the second action, and then the other standard rogue open, which is to pay for Leo. So I'll get 2 money. I'm ready to move to the monster phase. So in the monster phase, we click Move Broods. He's going to try to get to Devil's Hop Yard, and the fastest route is through the Watley Ruins, like I said before. Now we go to Upkeep. At the end of the monster phase, it's right here on the agenda. Sorry, yeah, on the agenda. At the end of the enemy phase, move each enemy towards a random location. And then we can only spend our clues in the Watley Ruins as a group. So whoever has the 4 clues needs to be at the Watley Ruins. All right. This is another card that we just added. Oh, we forgot. I have a third physical trauma. We didn't add that to the book. Okay. So then we're adding counter cards. I'm fairly confident I shuffled, but since we haven't pulled yet, we'll do one more and pull. If there are no investigators with a brood, it gains Surge. So it gains Surge because no one's with him. So we draw a new card. Surge, it moves once towards me. So again, it has to figure out the best path, and that's through Devil's Hop Yard, so it'll move once towards us. It's still not with us, so this gains Surge. And Peril. Okay, there's no choices here, so we just put this here. This is the only target. So it's going to get +1 fight and +1 health. Okay. It's good though. Except for Duke. Sure, I can go first. I will spend 4 of my hard-earned money to play Lonnie Ritter. That gives me +1 fist. That's action number 1. I'll spend action 2 to move away from that bad guy. And then actions 3 and 4 will be to acquire funds and resources. Yes. Conveniently, these are not elite. Well, it's not elite. Things might happen, but for now. Okay, so it looks like you are -2. You will fail, but it was not during an invasion or attack, so you don't get attacked, but you can use your rabbit's foot. And that wipes you out, right? So you go up. Okay. Would you like assistance? It's pretty important for you to have the Duke, I think. Yeah. Okay. Well, I put this card in my deck to give us some brain cards, and I don't think we have to worry about horror right now, so let's do that. So you get your Duke back. Hoo, hoo. Alright, so now we go to the monster phase. It's not a hunter, so it doesn't move that way, but at the end of the phase, we have to click this. So it tries to get to the 10-acre meadow. Again, it has to travel the fastest path, so it's going to head down this way. Alright, we can now head over to the upkeep. Click upkeep. Okay. I'm going to be sad as I have found my internal injury, and I am going to likely spend some time clicking that. Oh, we should have done this last turn, I forgot. Doom on the agenda from last turn, and now from this turn. So then we do our encounter card. Well, I wasn't moving anyway, so that's fine. You have targets, so I'll let you test. Oh, you passed. Perfect. Alright, well, I'll spend 2 of my 4 actions immediately to say no thank you. From here, I have a lot of choices to make, but I don't think any of them are as good as drawing a card, so we're going to start there as 1 action to draw a card. And I think we'll repeat that. So 1 more action to draw another card. That's convenient. Now I have to make this test. I am testing even. I'm going to commit this card to be +2. And I think I want to be more. Sure. That gets me to +4. Didn't need it, but I'm happy to have had it. Thank you. And now I can do things again. Alright, so that's my turn, so go ahead. Sure. Yeah. Nope. So you fail by 2? Okay, sure. I'm just being clear about what's happening. Yep. That's your first action. Okay, so you're +1 now. Okay. And that's successful, so you'll also draw a card. Yep, that's fine. Mm-hmm. Sure. I'm assuming you're going to use Pete to ready Duke. You would be +1 here. You could use Duke to move back and be +3. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. You're welcome. Oh, you would have passed either way, but I think this is a safer choice. Alright, as a reminder, we need 4 total clues at the Watley Ruins, so you're close. And by close, I mean you're there. So that's the end of the investigator phase. We've used all 7 of our actions. And then we'll click moving the guy. He is where he wants to be, so that's going to be that. We'll click, yeah, right, upkeep for us. Sure, and then Doom on the agenda, 3 of 5. Magnifying glass. Sweet. So you're making your choice before you draw the card, right? About taking the money? Okay. I will test this. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, I will commit my unexpected courage to be +2. I mean, I would like to be. It depends on what the cost is. Uh, so +4? Okay, I didn't need it, but thank you. Yeah, I just didn't want to lose my soak. I haven't had a chance to play anything. So it's your encounter card first. Whippoorwill. Okay, what would you like to request? Sure, no problem. There you go. Secondly, I will play a weapon. I will play my pistol, and I will create funds and stay here to keep the whippoorwill occupied. You can go ahead. Correct. So you are bonused up. So Duke would be +2 if you moved up. Duke is +2 where you're at. +1. Sorry, you're +1. Yeah. There's a whippoorwill. Yes, and I used my actions already. So okay, so your Duke's +2. Reveal another token. Yeah. There's only one, so that is a success. Yep. I mean, I could potentially go over and evade it. I just haven't had actions to engage with it. Okay. Okay, so that's your third action. We now go to the monster phase. Whippoorwill is a hunter, but I'm here, so it's not going to move. We go to the end of the monster phase, and now the brood wants to move. And he will move to the 10-acre meadow. Alright, we can now click Upkeep. Okay. Put a fourth Doom on the agenda, 4 of 5, and encounter card. Furthest location from me. So I am here. There is a double tie for 2 spaces away from me. Unfortunately, neither one is great for us, but I think we'll do this because we have a tie for lowest feet as well, so we'll be able to control where it goes. At least this won't be next to you, though, because if it was here, it would be picking you because you're closer. All right. I'm trying to get there. I mean, we can run the risk of me going 1, 2, and dealing with this guy and skipping over the brood. Yeah, but we're, like we said, right? He moves at the end of the phase, so he doesn't attack the. If we look over here into the player window, sorry, the enemy phase. The enemy phase begins. Hunters move. Next, investigators resolve engaged enemy attacks. If they have not yet resolved attack this phase, return to the previous window. Blah blah blah, and then the enemy phase ends. And if you read the encounter or the agenda deck, it says at the end of the enemy phase, move them. Right. So it's at the end of the enemy phase, and it has missed the window to attack us the turn that it moves in. Is how I'm reading it. I'm just trying to look up a fact to see if that was wrong, and I'm not seeing anything that specifies that. Yes, that's what I was saying. I could just go in there and kill it. Sure, you still need to draw yours, which is what we're waiting for. Yep, that's fine. All right, so I'll go first. I'll move down and so down first. So we have to reveal this location. Monsters here get -1 evade, and I can test foot to bring a monster to here. Or what is it? Oh, if a monster would come here, we can make it go somewhere else. So it's a way to avoid the broods if we want. And we'll move over to the Watley Ruins. Yeah, yeah, we can change the location if it gets chosen as the random location for moving. Yes. Okay. Um, we can use clues here to mess with bad guys. So I've moved in here and I've moved twice. So 1, 2. All right. I have this Lupine Thrall to fight. It is a 4/3/4. I would like to attempt to stab it in the back, and I would like to increase my feet by a significant amount, and I will commit this to the test. So I am +3 to the test, 7 to 4. There's only one monster, so this is successful. And that goes away. And I succeeded by 2, which is enough to get this back. So this goes over here. So that was action 3. And then action 4 is, now that I'm broke, I'd like to increase my financial support. So I will do that. Sure. I'm not sure. Um, Let me look at the fact again. This one's always been a little tricky to understand what exactly is supposed to be happening. Okay. If there are currently no clue tokens, you cannot choose the first option and must take the -4. 100%, that's how that works. Mm-hmm. Sure. So in so doing, we advance the act deck. Oh, sorry. Take back your one from the here or there. That's fine. We'll advance the act. Uh, Doctor Armitage did survive the legacy because we saved him before he was on the altar. So now we each get the esoteric formula. So there's one. There's the other. So the esoteric formula is a way for us to fight the broods. If you read them, it says they can only be damaged by esoteric formula. So now we were able to fight them. Huzzah! Okay, so as part of saving him, we were able to add him to our deck, and he allows you to turn non-weakness cards that you draw into 3 resources, which is like an emergency cash without spending the action, so it's pretty neat. Alright, so that was your 3 actions, right? You moved, you moved plus investigated with Duke, then you moved, and now you've splayed Dr. Armitage, right? I did 4 things, I just forgot to take the money action over here, so that's the end of our turn. So now we are moving the broods. Okay, the whippoorwill will move to us. We get to choose where it goes. I would have chosen here, on the off chance that the brood stayed, but because this is the same path, it's still two moves, and then the brood will move over here. So, all right. Then we go to upkeep. Convenient. Let me know when you're ready. So we can come over here and look at the player phase, sorry, the upkeep phase. So the first thing that happens is we upkeep, then we reset all of our actions, then we reset. It looks like drawing 1 card and gaining 1 money happens simultaneously, so you must make the choice before drawing the card. It happens in step 4.4 if you look over in the book here. Okay. Okay. So we've done all of our things. So now we're going to add a Doom to the agenda, which is going to advance us. Shuffle the encounter and discard pile into the deck and spawn a brood at a random location. So, oh, that's the wrong thing. So we take this and we shuffle it in. And then we're going to spawn one of the broods at a random location, which I'm going to use this for. Cold Spring Glen, which is, of course, the one below us. Neat. Okay. Spawn them there, shuffle the discard pile in, and continue. We need 6 more, and we'll continue moving them as needed. Yes, sorry. What is this? Yes, that advances, yes. And that gets shuffled in. Alright, nobody is at the same location as a brood, so this gains Surge. Inconvenient, but alright. Also inconvenient. Not really, but I think I have to. I do have 4 actions, which is better. I think I should be heading down to the brood below us and evading it and putting some clues on it. Does that seem reasonable? The 3 that are on my powder of Benghazi. I could put. I was only going to put 2, but I think 2 clues would give you +4, and that would put you at 8 to 6. And if you had some brain, you could get the rest. So then maybe I put all 3 clues on because you'd still be -1, or you'd be +3, so you wouldn't cover the bag. Well, then you can't kill it this turn, but I guess we don't have to if I'm evading it. So sure. Correct. It has 3 health. Yeah. You would have to hit it 3 times no matter what. Yes, that is a true comment. Yeah, I know. That's what I realized it, but I'll be evading it anyway, so it won't matter. If the other one comes in, it'll be unfortunate, but we'll do what we have to do. Remember that the whippoorwill is going to be there as well, so you're going to be -1. I can't do anything about that. So I have to spend 2 actions to move because of the lovely Frozen in Fear, and then 2 more actions to evade because of Frozen in Fear. Because I'm choosing to do things that are on it. I'm only able to do this because of Leo giving me extra actions. So 2 are for moving, and 2 are for evading, because it's the first time I'm doing each of these things. Yes, each time you perform one of them, it costs an additional action. So one of them is moving, and one of them is evading. It's not. Yeah, it's punishing, not favorable. Um, so if I keep moving now, it would only cost 1 for each move, right? Obviously, I'd get attack of opportunity and beaten up, but I could move 3 times, like move for 2 actions and then move for 1 action, move for 1 action, or I could fight 3 times. You know what I mean? But you can't. Each time you do one, it costs 2. This is massive, so it doesn't engage me, and this is aloof, so it doesn't engage me. This gives me -1 feet, but Cold Spring Glen gives the Brood -1 evade, so it ends up just breaking even at testing. So we're 3 to 3, and I'm going to spend 2 money to be 6 to 3, and we're going to test +3. I think that's the best thing I could do. I have cards, but I really don't want to commit. Actually, if we're going to just do that, instead of being +3, we're going to use Slip Away. So Slip Away adds my book modifier to my foot modifier, which is effectively the same thing. If I succeed by 1 or more and the enemy is not elite, which it's not here, it will not ready during this upkeep phase. If I succeed by 3 or more, return it to my hand at the end of the turn. So it's unlikely that I get this back unless I get a 0 or better, but it's possible that, pardon, um, that I keep the Brood tapped for or exhausted for multiple turns. So we'll test. We succeeded. What's the matter? It's a 3 to 3 test. I did mess up the -1 book. You're right. You're right. Okay. So it's not a 3. It's not. I don't know where you got 4. It's a 2. Oh, I have 4 to 2. You're right. Okay. Yep, but I tested, so that's fine. I do get the extra exhaust, but I do not get the card back. So that's fine. And then this is a fast action, and it does not exhaust, so I can do it each time. If I put 1 token on, um, it will increase the damage. You'll get +2 brains, so you'd be 6. I think I put 2 on. I think 2 is the right number. Right? And that covers you? Well, if you're 8 to. Oh, it's 8 to 6, yeah. And then you said you'd spend your money, and then you'd be. Yeah, okay. Or do you want the third one? It's fine, I have it, so. Okay. So then that's the end of my actions. All right. So then we have finished all of our. Oh, I forgot my test. Let me do that. I was by myself, and I'm even, so I will take heart in the hopes of calling in the fairy. And it succeeded. So I pass and get rid of this and do not get my take heart stuff, which is fine. Uh, that's just the way the game seems to work. Whenever we want to fail a test, we can't, and whenever we want to pass, we have to commit take heart. All right, so then we do the monster phase. This is a hunter, so it does come down, and then we deal with the moving of the brood. So I've just reconfirmed that they will move even if exhausted. So first we'll click, okay. So this one's going to move over here, and that one's going to move up there. That is convenient. All right. So we still haven't gotten engaged. I'm double checking to make sure whether or not they attack us. That's kind of why I'm a little bit distracted. If anyone has paid attention, I'm just trying to double confirm that because I thought that they did originally. Then the timing says to me that they don't. We've always played as if they do hit us, so we're probably just going to do that anyway, just in case. That way we're not making any big mistakes. But we can go right to upkeep now. I am not, because I can't. Then we're going to Doom on the agenda, which is now 1 of 6, and encounter card time. This is fine. Horror is good. I will test this at even. I will fail. I will fail by 1, which is also fine. But instead of me, I think Lonnie likes to take horror. She told me so in a dream. Okay. There are abominations in play, so there are multiples in play, so you get to choose. It does not say that you have to choose one that is damaged. So the way I'm reading this is you can put it on the one. Yep. And now this one says whenever it enters your location or vice versa, you take a horror or we take a horror. What do you mean the damage? 100% this will do that. I'm not. I'm trying to read now about monster movement questions, which is what I'm doing while we're playing. But that was your encounter card, right? Altered Beast, because so then we're ready. Because I had the test, right? So we're ready to play. So we have choices. We have not yet been to the 10-acre meadow because I came down here. Do we want to just go finish that guy off and have me shoot these whippoorwills, or at least one of them? Okay, so why don't you go first and see if you need me to help you afterwards? Sure. So you have +1 from the magnifying glass, +1 from Dark Horse, so you're 6 to 2, so you're +4. And you get Duke back if you'd like. Okay, so that's 2. Awesome. So it has victory, so it goes to the display, and we have slain one of them. We know that there's at least one more, and it says if there's no more in play or set aside, we advance. So there's one set aside and one in play. I believe that's all 3 of your actions, right? All right. For the sake of convenience, I feel like I should just go and evade that guy. That way we don't have to worry about whether or not we're messing this up. So I'm going to do that. Going to go into here. I can lure it to put one monster in, but then, or one clue on it rather, but then that clue will get taken off when. So this is only usable once per game. So we want to time this to a point where we can get multiple attacks in. But for now, this guy doesn't engage me either because he's not elite. So that's action 1 was moving. Action 2 will be evading. I will spend the money this time, and I'll be +3. There's only 1 in play, so that's a success. And he will evade. Now, I didn't spend that other card, but it gave me the extra stuff, so that's fine. And then, in this situation, I would like to at least draw 1 card. Okay, that's a good card. And I think while I have him evaded, I would like to use my powder to put it on him, because he also has this altered beast, so I don't, or towering beasts, so he's going to be harder to deal with. So we've done move, we've done evade, we've done draw card. This was a fast action. I might need more money, so I think what I'd like to do now actually is take a second money to get onto a better streetwise using option. That's my 4 actions, so we can go to the monster phase. In the monster phase, these are hunters, so they have to come somewhere. Do you think it's better to send them to you, and then more than likely the beast is not going that way? That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, like there's only one place. There's 2 ways he can go towards you, but there's 3 ways that he doesn't. Or we can send him here. There's only one way he stays here, actually. Okay, yeah, I'll take the whippoorwills. Plus, if they're here, I can shoot them down easier. All right, so let's click Move Broods. All right, it did not matter in the end. He'll go over here. Let's take a read at what the Watley Ruins offers us. So once per game, we can put 3 clue tokens that we have onto it. Oh, well, that's very convenient. Oh, this is the clue that I put on him. Oops. But there should have been. Oh, the resource is what yeah, I put a resource on him like a silly. It should have been a clue, right? Because I had it. I put resources on the powder. I understand what I did. Not clues. That's fine. All right, so he has 1. We can put 3 more, and that should get us what we need to do. Uh, or maybe, yeah, we'll see. Let's do upkeep, right? That's where we're at now. Okay. Let me know when you're ready to make your choice. Isn't that life? All right, so we'll put a Doom on the agenda. That's 2 of 6, and then we get our encounter cards. I cannot play assets or events. That's totally fine with me. I did not because I forgot about that. And Lonnie would love to take that as well. I think that's all 3 of them, so we have that taken care of. Okay. Uh, well, yes. So it readies in the upkeep phase. The moving happens during the enemy phase. It's a little weird. So normally monsters that are exhausted do not move, but the force move from the agenda does happen. But if it's exhausted, it can't attack. That's 100%. I'm looking here to see if I can find something that discusses um, an untapped monster moving into your location, which is what I think should come to be. In any case, we have done our upkeep. This goes away at the. Oh no, this is my bad thing. We haven't taken a turn since I drew Dissonant Voices. What did you draw for your bad thing? Oh, right. Okay. So it's our turn. So what do you want to do? So it's 7, right? If you put the 3 clues that you have, assuming you have 3 clues, you only have 2. If you or you can move into that space with Duke. It's the same effective thing. If you well, you wouldn't want to test it at mine, right? There's -2 here, so you want to test it at that one where there's no penalty. So you'd be Duke would be 6, right? Because you have the glass in the dark horse. Okay, so you'd be +3, which is pretty good. If you get the 3rd clue and put 3 clues onto the brood, you punch it once, and then I move in and punch it 3 times. It kills it. With 4 clues, I'd be 11 to 7, so I'd be +4. Alternatively, if it goes bad, I could always evade. Okay. All right. So you're gonna move in 1. You're gonna move in 2 with Duke. In so doing, you're gonna take a horror. Okay. And then you're testing at +3 base. Okay. Sure. Red squid. Yay! You also get scavenging, so don't forget your item. And you'll get a 3rd clue. How are you getting a money? Okay. So I took the clue and gave it to you. I'm taking the 3 clues that you have and putting them on the brood to put it to 4. And then I'm turning the Watley Ruins upside down. I'm doing this to signify that we've used the ability that's once per game. Correct. But you're getting plus 8 to your test. So you are currently 13 to 7 minus 1, so you're 12 to 7, so you're plus 5. Okay, well, there we go. Justice. So now we know that we can't kill it this turn. So I'm going to move in, because you're out of actions, right? Because you attacked? Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to move in. I also am going to take a horror. Lonnie is busy, so Leo will take it. Luckily, this charisma is letting me have 2 allies, which has been nice this whole game. I cannot play events, but I can use cards like Streetwise, so I'm going to start with that. I will spend 2 money to be at 6 feet. I spent 1 action to move in. I'm going to spend another to evade. And I'm evading 6 to 3. So we will test. We'll fail. So we're going to spend 2 more actions to be plus 3, and we're going to commit quick thinking to be plus 4 because we don't want to fail, and we succeed. We did succeed by 2 or more, so we get refunded our action because quick thinking says that once per round you can get an extra action if you succeed by 2 or more to a test that it's committed to. I have 2 additional actions, and I have 3 brain with 4 clues, so that's 11. Minus 1 is 10, so I'm 10 to 7, and I think this is a great time to attack. Since I'm using brain, I cannot use this card, so we'll just attack as normal. I also... sure, if you want. Sure, that gets me to plus 4. Alright, so we succeed. So we're going to deal 1 damage to the brood. And then we're going to... Oh wait, I failed an evade, didn't I? Yeah, so that's actually my 4th action. I moved, I failed an evade, I passed the evade, and then I attacked. Oh, I got an action back from quick thinking. That's right. Thank you. So I'll attack again, plus 3. All right. And there is only 1 brood in play, so that's successful. So the 1 becomes a 2. And we are halfway to killing this monster. This goes away at the end of the round, not the end of the turn, so that doesn't work yet. We have used all of the investigator actions. Now we go to the monster phase. In the monster phase, all of our friends come to say hello. This monster does not ready yet, but it does move. Unfortunately, it's not going to move. It's chosen to stay, and then in the upkeep phase is when it will actually ready. And then we also get our upkeep, and I lose dissonant voices after the upkeep is done. So they drew 1, so they deferred their money, so they keep their Dark Horse stats. Put a Doom on the agenda, 3 of 6, and I'll grab my encounter card. Oh, I would very much not be playing things, apparently. Oh, that's inconvenient. Correct. Yep. Luckily, it doesn't remove the clues, right? So we're not completely boned by it. Well, we'll have to kill it anyway. Running away seems bad because we'll take extra horror when it finds us. So let's just kill it anyway. All it did was heal it back to full, right? So we're okay. Yeah, so I think I should go first, unless there's something you'd like to do in particular. Alright, we're going to start by dancing with this guy. We're going to gain 2 feet, gain 3 feet for 2 money using Streetwise. That gets me to plus 3. Would you happen to have a foot? Or a question mark? Okay, I can't afford to not pass this, so we're going to use Backstab to get rid of this 1 minus 4 that we will pull for sure if I didn't, so now we're going to pull a plus 1. Not a plus 1, but that's fine. That actually is a minus 4 because I'm not taking off the tokens. So we do succeed exactly as we need to. So he gets exhausted once again. That's my first action. Now I am not able to play cards, but I can commit them as we've discussed. So I'm going to use my second action to engage one of these whippoorwills. Actually, I just have to remember that this was minus 2, so I did fail. I did fail. Hold on. I might not engage this whippoorwill then. I don't think that we can afford to not fight it while Like, all those are going to do is take off one of the clues, right? So it effectively has 6 clues on it, and so, or 6, right? Okay. Yeah, I think I just have to fight it. So it's got -1 brain, so I'm +2 from the location, right? So I'm technically -3 from the whippoorwills, and then I'm +8 from the clues. So I'm actually only +1. Oh man. Oof. I think I have to kill a whippoorwill and then let you fight, maybe. Cause yeah, I think I have to kill a whippoorwill. All right. So I will engage one of them. Engaging is one of the actions that does not get an attack of opportunity. Um, I will then choose to fight it with my Mauser. So I have a base of 4. Pardon me. A base of 4, so I have 5. I get -1 from the whippoorwill, so I'm back to 4, but I'll commit overpower to be 6, so I'm +4. I succeed, so it dies, and I draw a card from overpower. That is a convenient card, and if I had more money, I couldn't play it anyway, but that's fine. And then with my final action, now I'll fight it +2. I think that. Yeah, to get me to +3. Yeah. All right, and that's what I needed. So our hopes are alive. Okay. Okay. Go right ahead. So the way I would calculate it is that the whippoorwill plus the location removes one of the clues, right? So you effectively you have +6, which is 6, right? So then you're just whatever your printed value is. So you're actually 5. You're +5 is how I would go about it, right? So let's talk about it. The monster has a base of 6. There's 8 clues here, right? So 8 minus 6 is 2 immediately from the 6 fight, right? Just I'll talk through what I'm saying and then you can explain what you're thinking. So if you have +8 from the clues and the base of the monster is 6, you're +2 to start from just the modifiers. Then the whippoorwill takes another one away, so you're +1. The location takes another one away, so you're +0 on the modifiers, but your base is 5. So when you make the test, you'll be +5. That's how I understand it. Sure, so you're +4. I forgot about the towering beasts. +4 is the bag, yes. Yep, yep. Red Skull's fine. It's not Red Squid. So we succeed. So that's 4. So it's 3 on the printed card, plus the 1 from the towering beasts. So that's enough to kill it. It does mean that both of these or all 3 of these are going into the discard pile, which will likely come along with the friend. But that's okay. That'll be a future us problem. So that's all 3 of your actions, I believe. So now we are into the monster phase. This whippoorwill will also hunt us. And we will go to upkeep. Okay. Doom on the agenda, 4 of 6, encounter card. Okay. I have the option of spawning a bad guy or taking 2 horror, so I'm spawning a bad guy. Because we want to kill him anyway. The random location is determined by this. And that is the Devil's Hop Yard, which is right above us. Alright, your bad thing. Oh, this went away at the end of the round. I made that mistake. Okay. Yep. So there are 2 locations. I think that one's the best one. So, I agree. Alright, let's read what the Devil's Hop Yard has to offer us. Each investigator here may put a clue onto it. And it must be one of their clues. So you currently have no clues, and I have no clues. So I think I should go first, unless there's something in particular that you'd like to do. Alright, so I'm going to move on up to this location. I'm going to attempt to evade my friend. And I'm going to do so by committing my twin 45s, which is going to give me +3 feet, gets me to 6. And I'm going to commit slip away to be... yeah, I'm going to commit slip away to be +4. I succeed, and the reason why I didn't spend the money was so I could get book here and be 6 to 2, which is +4, and get a clue because it's only -1. So I'm getting a clue, so that way we can put 2 clues onto this monster and then prepare to fight it. So that's action 1 was moving, action 2 was evading, action 3 was cluing. So action 4, what cool thing could I do? I know, be a rogue and get money, because money is stats. Alright, go ahead. Okay, so you get a brain and a book. Neat. Okay, so you get +2, one from Dark Horse, one from your Granny Orn, and then you get an extra one from the magnifying glass. Puts you all the way up to 7, so I have you at +5. Nice. Cool. Sure, so you only have one action left, right? So do you intend to fight it right now, or do you think it might be wiser to wait till next turn to put the clues on? That way we don't accidentally take them off by some counter card. Sure, you want to fight now. We also have the whippoorwills coming. I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page. Alright, so I'm fine to put my clues on it. Go for it. And then, yeah, we turn it upside down just to indicate that we've used it. Okay. So then we go to the monster phase. The whippoorwills will come to us, and the lupine thrall will also come closer. We'll click this to move our friend, and he needs to head back to the 10-acre meadow, so he is conveniently helping us out. We now go to the upkeep. Oh man, these cards would be so cool if I could play them. Alright. Doom on the agenda, 5 of 6, and then encounter cards. Did you handle your upkeep before I do that? Okay, and you deferred your money? Great. No investigators are... Oh, actually, we are. Oh, no, we're not anymore. He moved away. So this is Surge. Oh, convenient. Right on time. Okay. Oh, well, that's not great. Would have readied. Um, I think at this point we get bopped. It No, it's not about moving. It's moving into our location. I think 100% now we're getting bopped. I'm okay. 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 I will take your word for it. I'm double checking the rules to make sure because it feels like we should get bopped. But go ahead. Uh, it does have surge, yes. I'm currently scrolling through the oh of course. I'm scrolling through the intense rules like the no no fac or anything, trying to find enemy engagement. That's a good one to read. Let's see it's what it says. Oh, you know what I'm thinking because when hunters engage you, they deal their damage, but this isn't a hunter engaging us. This is just moving. And since this is massive, it won't engage either. Or it will engage us, but not like in the same way. It's fine. All right. Sorry for getting rules clarifications. We yeah, it's just one of those things where you want to make sure you don't make a mistake and make it easier on yourself or harder on yourself, which is a thing that I've done quite a few times where I misread the card and made it significantly harder because I just assumed that they wanted it to be difficult. And I was confident about how this worked, but now I'm not 100%, and the more I think about it, the less confident I am, which is even worse. Okay, I must move to a connecting location. That's easy. Nothing specific covers what I want. So yeah, we'll continue to play like we did with the other ones where it doesn't hit us. I really felt like it should. But I guess because it's not a hunter. The reason why the hunters hit you is because it happens during the monster phase when attacks happen. Okay, well, I'm fine with continuing. Um, so that what was your? Oh, yours was the +1, right? All right. Well, I think we once again have whippoorwills and wouldn't like them. Is that correct? Okay. Well, this one will be my friend. That's action one. Engaging is not from Frozen in Fear. Action two, I will once again use my trusty Mauser to be. I'm sorry. Actions two and three. Yes, I haven't flipped them, but yes. So I test +1 from the Mauser to get me to 5 to 2. I get -2 from the whippoorwills that are here, so I'm 3 to 2. I'm going to commit 2 vicious blows because I can't use them on the bad guy, and that gets me to +3. And a fire axe gets me to 4, which is the bag. And it's dead. Okay. And then for 4, I will attempt to evade the big guy. I will spend 2 money. Oh, it is on the list. You're right. I can't. All right. So then I'll fight the big guy because at least it's something. Because I can't fight the aloof guy, and moving out doesn't. Maybe it does make sense. Well, you could take the loop and thrall, maybe. How much? I could soak it. Never mind. That's fine. Um, yeah, I can't evade. I can fight though because I've already fought once. This gives me +4 to the test, so this is 7 and I'm 7, so I'd be even. Even's not great. I can't get brain in any meaningful way. So even I'm not taking the clues off. So realistically, let's do this. So I would have 4 successes because this technically doesn't count either. It's a repull. 4 successes out of nearly 20, so it's. I mean, a +1 makes it a coin flip, or it's up to you if you want to do a coin flip. All right, let's do a coin flip. So that's a -4, and I fail. Does it retaliate? It does not. All right, and then yes, it's just a failure. At the end of the turn, I have to make this test. I'll test even, and I don't want any help. I will fail, and I will deal with this again. All right. Yes, 2. So it's 7. You are 10. So you're +3. Yes, yes, you're +2 then. hmm I mean, if you want, it's up to you. I mean, if you want to try something like kill the Whippoorwill and evade it, I don't know. Sure. I mean, I'm not awful, right? I have 5 more health plus all the health soak. I haven't taken any health damage yet. Um, okay. So action 1 is engage, action 2 is fight with Duke, and that's with a fist check. So I'd like to give you +1. So you just blank out the Whippoorwill, so you're even, right? Oh, sorry, +1 because of the Dark Horse. So you're +3. Axe to be +4. Sure. Needed it. Yep. So it's 7, you're 10. You can, yeah, that would get you the bag then. Okay, it's a success. You don't even need her. All right. Yep. You're jumping ahead. So the loop and thrall is also going to come in. One of us has to take it. It can be me if it needs to be. Okay. Alright, then we do damage from the guy. So we each take 2 and 2 in the monster phase. Then we have to move it. And it's trying to go down. So it will. 2. Alright, then we go to upkeep. Alright, we'll put a Doom on the agenda. That's 6 of 6, so it advances. I don't know what you mean, but okay. Oh. I mean, that doesn't stop you from fighting at all. I don't know what you mean. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's a thing. Okay. Alright, so over here, shuffle the encounter and discard pile into the deck. That's easy. Whole bunch of whippoorwills just came back, maybe. Spawn a brood, we can't. Then each investigator at that location tests. So we can't do this, so we don't make the test. Huzzah. 7 more turns, and now they get +1 fight and +1 evade. There are several locations that do have abilities on them still, so if we move it into one of them, it's possible that we could use them to get more clues. So this one has the ability to put another clue on for a turn, and this one could put up to 2 clues on if you get them. So investigating isn't bad yet either. We just to shuffle the encounter deck in, so now we're up to bad things. So I'll draw mine. Okay, well if you have 1, 2's better. So now fighting costs me 3, is that correct? Because this stacks and it doesn't say that it stops? Cool. Alrighty. And what's yours? Okay. Well, cool. I think I'm going to do this as 2 actions. And then I can't do much else, so I will take a money. Take a money as a 3rd, and as a 4th, I will free you up to live your best life. He is 7, +1 is 8, correct. So effectively, if you just take one of the clues and put it over here and just think of the clues that are on him, that will give you a better indication. So you are +2 to your tests, and then one of them, you can't use Granny on this turn, so you're +2 base. Which, if you look at the bag, is about 2 out of 3. Yes, potentially. Okay. Which is a fast, as a reminder. Alright, you're +2. Success. Becomes 3 damage. It's a repull. That's also a success. That is the 4th damage. So after all of the fun the game gave us, it decided to be beneficial and favorable. And now we can advance because there's no more brood set aside. So we've gotten resolution 2, which is pretty wonderful, all things considered. And we never had to deal with whether or not they hurt us moving into us, because it never happened. Convenient. After slaying what seems to be the monsters, we head home to Zebulon's house, which he doesn't need anymore because he's dead. Alright. In your campaign log, record no brood escaped into the wild. I lose the powder of Benghazi, which is convenient because I didn't put it in the first place. And then we get to the display, which I believe is the 3. I didn't draw my fun tool to help us later. Oh, technically I should have made these tests. I don't think it would have mattered. No, it didn't. I failed both. Okay. But yeah, so we get 3 more XP. Racking it up. Dunwich is really rough on XP, so yeah. Other than that, hope everyone had a good time. We'll see you all tomorrow night for Where Doom Awaits. Have a good night.